Hello dear viewers, welcome to Natural Television News from Ankara in Turkey. I'll bring to you our news headlines in a bit. I start our news from Ankara. Turkey's Chief of General Staff General Yaşar Güler welcomed Chief of Defense Staff of the Rwandan Defense Forces RDF General Patrick Nyamvumba with an official ceremony prior to their meeting in the capital Ankara yesterday. Heading to the East Mediterranean, Turkey will not be deterred by any cause to protect the rights of Turkish Cypriots in Eastern Mediterranean, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said on Tuesday. No one can stop us from pursuing rights and interests of Turkish Cypriots in East Mediterranean, Erdogan told an Istanbul dinner hosted by a local association. In 1974, following a coup aiming at Cyprus' annexation by Greece, Turkey intervened as a guarantor power. In 1983, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus was founded. Decades since have been several attempts to resolve the dispute, all ending in failure. The latest held with the participation of the guarantor countries, Turkey, Greece, and the UK, ended in 2017 in Switzerland. In Istanbul yesterday, Turkey's president attended a funeral prayer in absentia for ousted Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi, where he expressed suspicion about his death. Whether it was a normal death or there was some other elements involved, this was suspicious, said Recep Tayyip Erdogan after the funeral prayer at Fatih Mosque in Istanbul. He added that, personally, I don't believe that it was a normal death. Morsi, Egypt's first democratically elected president, died on Monday during a court appearance. Still on the news of the ex-president Mohamed Morsi of Egypt, people attended his funeral prayer from Turkey and all over Europe. Morsi, Egypt's first democratically elected president, died on Monday during a court appearance to face espionage charges. A fashion show to feature Anatolia culture and costumes was presented in the Serbian capital. Reflection of colors from Anatolia to Vojvodina, Anatolia's costume show aims to enrich relations between Turkey and Serbia and promote common cultural elements. During the fashion show, a total of 32 pieces of special clothes, a combination of original pieces containing motifs from the magnificent heritage of Turkish culture, were exhibited. The show featured local and traditional culture of Anatolia, as well as Turkish history from the Anatolian Seljuk period all the way to the Ottoman Empire. Turkey hosted a special food and travel event in the country's southern east to promote its cuisine with the participation of world-renowned chefs and gourmets, including Michelin star-winning chef Andre April, Spanish chef Peri Planaguma, Japanese cuisine grandmaster Yoshizumu Nagaya, and Brazilian chef Andre Lima de Lucas in Gaziantep. The GastroWay event will be held under the auspices of Turkey's cuisine in the tourism ministry, and it will take place in June 16 to 22nd in the southeastern cities of Gaziantep, Şanlıurfa, Mardin, and Diyarbakır. During the program, a team of 21 people, including Michelin star-winning chefs, foreign gourmets, and journalists will visit famed historical sites of the region, such as the Zeugman Mosaic Museum in Gaziantep and Göbekli Tepe, the world's oldest temple in Şanlıurfa. On Tuesday, the Turkish trade minister said Turkey will continue to enhance economic relations with the UK regardless of the latter's exit from the European Union, with or without a deal. Turkey expects Brexit with a deal which would be favorable for both sides, Rusar Pekcan said at a forum in the capital of Ankara. Pekcan said her country desires to cooperate with the UK, especially in the Middle East, Africa, Central Asia and Balkans and the Far East. Speaking to the forum, Liam Fox, Britain's Secretary of State for International Trade, said the ties between the two countries is deemed more important after Brexit. Fox added that Britain companies are encouraged to invest more in Turkey. UK aims to launch an independent trade system after leaving the European Union, and Turkey will be an important partner to the country, he said. Brexit is an opportunity and not a threat to the relations with Turkey, Fox said. Mr. Rifat, head of Turkey's Chambers and Commodity Exchanges Union, said nearly $10 billion of the UK's investments in Turkey is the most concrete indicator of confidence in the country's economy and future. He underlined that Turkey and the UK are important trade and investment partners. The aerial shots of flooded affected areas in Arakli district of Trabzon in Turkey. At least 6 people died after a flash flood swept away Trabzon, a Black Sea province in the northern Turkey, a local official said on Tuesday. Heading to Istanbul, the Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu and former Somali President Sheikh Sharif Sheikh Ahmed held a meeting regarding the visit in Istanbul. Heading our news to the Aegean province of Aydin, yesterday a total of 101 irregular migrants were held by the Turkish Coastal Guard. People staged a demonstration over the death of Egypt's first and only democratically elected president, Mohamed Morsi, outside the Consulate General of Egypt in New York, US. Egyptian Dr. Mahmoud Al-Said and Ahmed Abdul Basit, former physicians professor at Cairo University, who found asylum in the US after a 2013 Egyptian coup, speak to the demonstrators on Monday. Morsi, Egypt's first democratically elected president, when he died on Monday during an appearance to face espionage charges. More than 300,000 people have been displaced this month by ethnic violence in Ituri province in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the UN says. There are fears that the latest clashes between Hema cattle herders and the Lindu farmers could hamper efforts to combat an Ebola outbreak in the region. The two communities have repeatedly fought over land and water in Ituri, a gold-rich region in the northeast. The rivalry left thousands dead between 1997 and 2003 amid a wide conflict. Ethiopia's state-run monopoly telecoms provider has apologized for the internet shutdown that lasted for more than a week. A statement issued on Tuesday evening was the first official recognition that there had been a break in service. It is known that the internet service was interrupted intermittently throughout the country since 10th June, Ethio's Telecom said. We sincerely extend our apologies to our customers for the inconveniences. However, no explanation was given for the shutdown. Last week, Ethio Telecom said that it did not have a mandate to talk about the reasons behind the outage. It is widely believed that the internet was blocked to prevent exam cheating as the shutdown coincided with a nationwide school exam season. The last exam was on Tuesday and online access has now resumed. The United Nations has called for an independent investigation into the sudden death of the former Egyptian president, Mohamed Morsi. The UN Human Rights Office said that concerns had been raised over the conditions of Mr. Morsi's detention, including access to adequate medical care as he prolonged solitary confinement. Mr. Morsi collapsed on Monday while appealing in court on spying charges. He was buried overnight with his family in attendance. The Muslim Brotherhood, to which Mr. Morsi belonged, has accused the Egyptian authorities for slowly and deliberately killing him during his 6 years in custody. A 24-year-old Rwandan whose mother was raped in the genocide tells the story on how he came to learn of the circumstances of his birth. Their names have been changed because of the shame surrounding rape, which still exists to this day. Jean-Pierre says it was a form asking for his parents' names at the end of the primary school, which first made him question who exactly his father was. He says, "I did not know him, I did not know his name." Not having a father at home was not unusual. Many other children may have been fatherless. More than 800,000 people were killed and during the genocide against the Tutsis in 1994, but they knew their fathers' names. He had heard the village whisperers and the name people would call him, but it would take years for him to finally learn the whole truth. The story, his mother Karine says, family is not something to take at one time. He had had different information, he had gossip. Everyone in the community knows I was raped. There was nothing I could do about it, she explained. My son kept asking who his father was, but among 100 men or more who raped me, I could not tell the father. Thank you so much for being with us. Natural Television News from Ankara in Turkey. And my name is Sauda Mganga. Thanks for watching.